Should you get your hair layered? And that is what we're talking about today in this video. So I'm going to briefly explain what layers are. Do you need them? Should you get them? And all that great stuff. So this is a mannequin head that I haven't cut or anything. This is basically how the hair cut came and how the style came when the mannequin was delivered. And it does have some sort of like layers just from the stitching and stuff like that. This hasn't been cut yet. All right. Now, if you are wearing your hair longer like this, why would you get layers? Why wouldn't you get layers? If you want your hair to lay as flat as possible, then you probably don't want to get layers, because what happens is when you layer your hair, that removes weight. So you're going to get a lot more volume, right? A lot more fluff, a lot more volume, a lot more lift, texture. When you don't layer your hair, that means the maximum weight is going to be weighing your hair down. It's going to be at its flattest because there's no layering. The hair from the scalp reaches all the way down to the length. That's what we call one length. So you're not going to have any sort of really movement, volume. You know, you can sweep it over and stuff like this, but it's going to always be hanging flat, laying down, you know, closer to the head. That's if you don't want to have that. If you want your hair to be as flat as possible, you don't want volume, then you don't want to get layers. Now, layering works really great for hairstyles like this, where you are looking for a lot of texture. You are looking to maybe add some, you know, natural waves to it, which you can do by styling. I've done tons of tutorials on how to use Tidal Wave, my sea salt spray, how to use my diffuser that comes with the blow dryer I sell, how to create waves, different techniques that you can add to your hair, and that's what layering helps do. It helps free up the hair more. So instead of the hair reaching all the way down through here, what's happening is the hair is cut into layers, which means that you see this is all dropping in different lengths. That's going to allow the hair to lift more. You're going to be able to scrunch it and do a lot more with it. And I've done loads of it on my mannequins. And if you search the Salon Guy layers here on YouTube, you'll see dozens, if not hundreds of videos. I have over 2,000 videos here. Just browse my playlists, okay? But layering is a technique. That's literally what layering is. It's a technique that is designed to remove weight. We all use it as hairstylists and barbers and professionals. It's a technique that we use to help give the hair a variety of different, you know, textures and movement, and it can be done on short and long hair. Layering is what you see, right? If you're a consumer, you're a client, is when you see us pulling the hair straight out from the head and cutting. What we're doing when we're layering is we're removing that weight, or we're creating shorter lengths on top throughout the head to really enhance a certain type of style. Now, layers can work on pretty much almost any hair type: curly, straight, wavy, you know, thick hair, thin hair. It doesn't really matter. What really does matter, and this is very, very important, is the person who's cutting your hair, okay? The person who's creating the layers. This is where we start to enter into, you know, dangerous territory. And this is what I call a potential hair crime scene. A hair massacre could happen when someone does not layer your hair the proper way, okay? Please, this is something that I end up having to do reconstructive surgery on. Okay, this is when the law enforcement's called, the hair police have to come and fix up the job. It's a crime scene, an active crime scene on your head, all right? And, you know, I've seen butcher jobs throughout the years. Many people have come to me to fix butcher jobs, and it's all because of just the layering is very unbalanced. And the way you can really check that is, you know, even yourself, if you comb and hold the hair straight up, and if you see, you know, one length is here, the other length is here, it's very, very uneven, unbalanced, just literally comb your hair out from your head and look in the mirror and hold it and see. Another great way, this is the classic way, is if you grab the hair and you kind of pull it straight up like this, and you're checking to see, and if one side releases from your hand and the other side is still pulling back, that means one side is very, very, very uneven. So you want to make sure as you're pulling together at the same time, your hands are releasing the hair at the same time, and that means that it's going to be pretty well balanced. If it's not, that means that, yes, a crime has been committed. So, curly hair, the more you add layers to it, the more it's going to spring up, it's going to look shorter, it's going to be a lot more full of life, and the curls are going to be more enhanced. So anytime you're getting layers cut, you have to make sure that it's going to be balanced. That's the next important thing, and I'm going to show you in this amazing haircut that I did, which is from yesterday's video, the Obi-Wan video I did. Now, when you see this, okay, look at how nice this flows. This is what we call the flow. When you rake your fingers through and you see how the hair just, look, it's unbelievable. Look at it. It's all because of the layering. If you don't have layers, and if you're all asking, oh, how come my hair doesn't have those nice little pieces? It's because it's not layered properly, right? Or you don't have layers. The only way to get this, all right, to get this nice, beautiful feathered look right in through here, as you can see, is if you go to somebody who knows what the heck they're doing. A trained professional, someone who knows how to cut layers, somebody who understands how to do it properly. If it's not balanced, then you're going to have a really, really bad scenario on your hands here. And when I mean balanced, I mean everything is, brought straight up from the head, everything's cut evenly, you bring everything straight out this way, and it's all cut properly so that it flows very, very nicely. Another thing you have to look out for, and this is really a disaster, is when you've got what we call choppy layers. Doesn't matter, male, female, whatever, human being, if you've had a bad haircut, and I know many people have commented in the past where they've gotten very choppy layers. I've had people come in over the years I've seen this, I've witnessed it myself, where the layers are just so choppy, it's because they're not blended well, right? Or they're cut really too short, and the person who's cutting your hair doesn't really know how to apply the layering technique properly. And that is what causes all of the issues, which is AKA a hair crime scene, all right? And it's worse when it's on very, very long hair. I mean, I've seen people with gorgeous long hair, and she will be like, oh, I wanted layers and blah, blah, and I just see this harsh chop right in through here and then a lot of length, and it's just absolutely awful. And then how do you fix it? Well, there's a number of ways you can get it fixed, but chances are a lot of times you have to let it grow out. Or people, if they don't layer the hair properly, they end up thinning out the hair way too much, which means it's very straggly, you've got holes in it, it's very choppy and thin. It's because they're not layering your hair properly. They're just doing stuff that's just not right. It's not the right way to do it. It's like doing something wrong. They're not doing it properly. So you're gonna get an end result that's really not gonna be good for your hair, all right? So, make a long story short, if you are looking to get layers, or if your stylist or your barber mentions it, and also if you are going to a barber, this is layered, just so you see this. All this hair on top here, see how it's all shorter? All right, these are all layers. The barber, when they're holding the hair up like this, right, and they're cutting straight across, the hair is layered. That's what that means. That's what's happening. The hair is being layered. You need to have layers, all right, for any type of style like this that you want movement and texture. If this was all one length where it went from the back all the way to the front, it would just be hanging forward. It wouldn't look that great. So if you are going to, the barbershop and you see them holding up, they're creating layers. Just make sure that they know what they're doing. They're layering your hair for the right reasons. Feel free to ask them. Like, if your hair is very, very flat, you probably need layers, and you have to talk to your professional to say, hey, what do you think layers are going to do? Do you feel comfortable cutting layers on my hair? Do you think it's going to give it some life? And then, best of luck, hopefully they do a good job. If you go home after a haircut and you kind of go like this to balance out, to see and check for balance, and you see it's all uneven, very, very stringy, choppy, it's not laying properly, it's because they didn't do it right. They did the layering wrong. That's where finding the right person And paying the right price for a really talented person makes the biggest difference, because I hate to see crime scenes. I have to become a hair detective, find these people, I go and lock them up in hair prison, and that's it. They're never allowed to cut hair again. Anyway, so if you are interested in purchasing any of my tools, I have my own scissors, I have my own combs, brushes, blow dryers, hair clips, hair products, all that stuff at shop.thesalonguy.com. Use code YouTube20, that's YouTube20 at shop.thesalonguy.com. And also it's free shipping in the United States on orders over $60, right? That's after discount codes applied. Anyway, let me know if you've enjoyed this video, if you understand layering a lot better. I'd love to know. I'll see you soon.